Let's start this live stream Celebrity Big Brother highlights video with a confession from Fern Britton. I don't know who Fern Britton is married to, but she reveals right here who her true love really was.
I just adored him. I was actually in love with him. I'd have married Top Cat if I could.
So yes, Fern Britton missed out on Top Cat. That's a regret she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. But you know, there are other cats available if you so desire. This has already got very strange. Anyway, let's press on, shall we? Another highlights video. Now, you know what, guys? I reckon this live stream is on a massive delay because there's no way they could mute all the great stuff live. So I think what we've got here is a live stream that's actually kind of delayed in some sort of way. But there's a lot of interesting stuff here tonight anyway, so have a look at this. Here we start with Fern talking to Sharon about Gary leaving, and you can hear Louis in the background as well. And there's no regrets over Gary leaving, and Louis is really not particularly kind again.
And Mrs. O, how was it for you tonight?
Interesting. It was interesting because one of the reasons that I chose Gary was because he told me that he was booed when he came in. So I thought, well, obviously the public are behind him. So I thought the vote would come in against him, so I voted for Gary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you thought that was a safe bet in a way?
Yeah, and I felt that he was the odd man out in the group.
Yeah. And what about you, Louis?
He just tried too hard. He's not a bad guy. He's constantly trying to be funny. It's not.
Gosh.
That
was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? Oh, Joshie, you
wanted her.
I
wanted her.
Lawrence being
I didn't hide that at all.
And we have Marisha and Zeze in the bedroom talking about Gary. Now, they're actually talking about how much they liked Gary. Perhaps they didn't get a chance to Google him before they got into the Big Brother house, but I don't know if they'd be saying this about him if they knew what he'd been accused of and found guilty of. So I guess they just took him at face value, like everyone in the house did. But yeah, it was a bit weird. He was speaking in riddles. He kept talking about, oh yeah, you know, this stuff happened 20 years ago. If you Google me, I'm the most hated man in Britain, etc., etc. And I thought, well, some of the stuff you did, you were found guilty of. So unless there's a miscarriage of justice here, you should have been a bit more explicit about what it was said. But anyway, they seem to like him.
Gary left Lou that was the right decision.
Jesus Christ. They savage about that Gary, man. Good God. I was like, what did he do to y'all?
I know.
Hey, y'all really don't like him.
No, they don't.
Good gracious. Y'all really don't like him. I said, what did he do? I didn't even talk to the man that much to not like him like that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't bother me. I don't know.
I
He really rubbed him the wrong way.
I actually was cool with him.
I was fine with him.
I didn't care, yeah.
He didn't bother me. But most people don't bother me. You gotta be really crazy to bother me. Like, it's all right.
Girl, you look so cute.
Do I?
Yeah, and the pink, because the pink now is reflecting off of the...
David joins Marisha and Zeze in the bedroom to talk also about how much he enjoyed Gary's company and also how much he hated Gary's jokes.
His jokes are the worst thing known to mankind. He's a nice guy.
100%.
His jokes.
The jokes are the worst thing I've ever
But you hear
heard.
Levi. He
But
said,
he's nice.
He said, Levi said,
Yeah,
why does he tell these
Gary's
5-minute jokes like he's
Gary's
Richard Pryor?
My fun with Gary.
What'd you say, baby?
I said I had a cool time with Gary.
I thought
Gary's
Gary
silent
was
as a pie,
cool.
his jokes are just shit. But so what?
I didn't care. He was nice.
Still a nice person.
And he made some
Exactly.
banging ass sausage and bacon. You know what? That's all you can ask for.
Nice this morning.
He put that oil on my fish, but then it came out nice, so it's fine by me.
Yeah. It's a very, it's weird.
Some people were like really unforgiving of him. I was like, he's fine. Just let him live his life. You know, some people you like, some people you don't. Some people,
That's okay.
it's all right. I really like Gary.
And Bradley and Colson, Colchester. I like that. He wasn't called Chelmsford. We could do all the towns with a C. Cambridge. They also throw in their thoughts about Gary. It's interesting, isn't it? Because the house seems to both not like him and like him at the same time.
Tonight was weirdly heavy. I feel like it was heavy.
What do you mean, like emotionally heavy?
Yeah, but I think then it's more just the reality of.
It's weird. It is weird to know.
They're having very deep political tracks.
No, but it is weird because like Gary's now not just going to come and sit down with us.
He's now gone, and he's the first, and everything's going to happen, and then it's going to be the same.
More
It's just.
I didn't realise that he's not going to come and sit and say 11.
And there's going to be no
no
more dad joke.
Or
as much as I thought that the jokes were the worst thing known to mankind,
they were.
Which they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I feel.
He was fucking hilarious.
No, I feel a bit, but yeah.
Listen, you're just upset because.
And we finally have this moment about Gary in which Sharon recalls one of his awful jokes that everyone thought was awful. She's reminding Louis of how awful it was.
Hey, have you heard the one? Lulu, have you heard the one about the guy that buys a dog?
The talking dog.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness, the lying dog. The joke that was about the dog lying. Please, give me a break. Give me a Kit Kat.
It's the most unfunny joke I've ever heard.
Do you know when he goes, I've got a really, really exciting story
I can't wait for you to tell that at your next dinner party when everyone's around.
It's always good to know that people come into shows like Celebrity Big Brother for the right motivations. And here Bradley admits that he's looking forward to his Best Bits package on Big Brother's Little Brother. And yeah, I guess we'd all quite like to see a Best Bits package of our lives on a reality show. Or would we? Interestingly enough, Coulson mentions here the special bond there is between Nikita and Bradley, which Bradley acknowledges. Everyone seems to like Nikita, and it all seems to go beyond, you know, just liking him in a purely platonic way. They all seem to want to like him and be in some sort of weird relationship with him.
Do you know what? Do you know one thing I'm really excited about? Watching the Best Bits.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not in the Best Bits, like when I watched like last season, they just give you goosebumps. They're just like, oh my god, what an actual fucking good time.
What a vibe.
What a vibe. But
We are on holiday.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't ever expect it, especially like the bond with like you two and Nikita. I don't think I expected.
Yeah.
We have got a little.
But I honestly don't think. I don't know why, but.
And I think
I've just never been one of the lads before.
Yeah, that's what I was literally saying. That's what I always say.
Lads.
But I think that it's a bond that it's like it feels real as well. It's not like a.
Yeah.
I'm not scared one bit if it's fake or not.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And now to perhaps the most important part of last night's live stream, and that is offering to pop people's spots for them. So we have David talking with Ekin Sue about how he likes to pop spots and how she could pop spots for him and she could pop spots back in return. So a lot of spot popping. Is this something you do?
I love popping other people.
Oh.
But it actually does depend on the person. Like if they look like they smell, then I'd.
Would you pop my spot?
Yeah.
Will you put mine?
Yeah.
Yay.
I'd do like, yeah. And that's a lie.
I'd pop yours as well.
Now it was nice on the live stream yesterday to see Fern there, to see Sharon there, to see Louis there, to see Levi there. We didn't see enough of them because most of it was muted, but there was this funny moment where Lauren mentions Goldie Horn and how Goldie Horn hasn't aged a day, and Louis, being Louis, he's so acerbic and so bitter in a way, just has to admit, no, she has aged and she doesn't look good.
I
think she's amazing.
Are you friends with her? You
No, but I really admire her.
And her and Goldie Horn.
Yeah, I love Goldie Horn.
I love her. And she's still got the fringe. And Goldie Horn's son's quite fit too. He's always got a hat on. I follow him on Insta. I don't even know how he popped up. He's always talking.
The ageless one. This is a Goldie.
She's ageless.
Ageless. Yeah.
Well, no, she's not.
Jumping on a trampoline.
She's not.
No, she's not recently. No, at all.
And finally we focus on Ekin Sue and Zeze. Ekin Sue and Zeze, who seem to be falling out, and now they seem to have gone the completely opposite way and fallen in. So they have this really long conversation now about relationships and how they work, etc., etc. They seem to be very pally. Is this a girl thing? Because I find it weird sometimes that you have these fights and then suddenly everyone's best friends again. So here they are being very friendly, very pally, talking about relationships for quite a while.
Like, doesn't mean you sleep around with everyone, but just date. You know, have fun.
I'm ready to date.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
yet. But
yeah,
when
yeah.
you like, I wouldn't say like get into another relationship.
No, girl, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but I feel like you fall fast, Ekin Sue.
How do you know?
I feel like you fall fast.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, but that's what I mean. But also, like, you don't want to become too hard. Because I feel like the difficult thing is, like, obviously when your heart gets broken, and then obviously when you're dating as well, you meet such shit situations, you meet such shit people sometimes, you know what I mean? So then your heart goes harder and harder and harder. But what I always find the difficulty of, like, say I come across this guy that is like really nice and actually cares about me, I don't want him to feel the negative like energy from all my past things. So like finding the right balance of like not being naive but not being like mad dismissive, you know,
being
like
cautious but not being too cold.
yeah, I don't want them to be like, you know, like if they're like, oh, you're beautiful, you're just like, I don't want them to feel like they can't
compliment you, and you
or like everything is a battle, do you know what I mean? Because I've been heartbroken before and everything's just like a like when you meet those timing.
We said this, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily to do with the woman per se. I think it's timing. And obviously to do with the woman as well. Like, she has something about her, but it's timing. Because at the time I was there talking to Levi, and he said, like, the woman that he's with now, but there were other, you know, it wasn't like he came across bare shit women in his life. It was just the timing of it.
Yeah, because Levi had the same one, didn't he?
And I think, like, women should, I think, like, sometimes as women, when the guy doesn't, like, maybe not what you want him to be, you like look at yourself and you think like, what's wrong with me, what did I do, like why am I not good enough, why am I not this, why didn't he choose me? But I just think it's timing, it's a lot of timing, like literally. They always say like men end up with the woman that's there more times than the woman that they're actually in love with. Like the woman that they were madly in love with, they probably, some of them will never end up with her, but they'll end up with the woman that was there at the right time when they were ready. Not to say they don't love that woman, but there was not to say that woman's like the second best, but it's just like, do you know what I mean? It just wasn't the right timing.
Yeah.
And they think to themselves like, you know, like, I always say this though, like, there's so many relationships that don't work just because of adulting, like adult life, being busy, trauma, whatever. That's why, like, when you think about like all our relationships were so good. Like when you were like 17 and 18, it was just like the best things ever because we didn't have life.
When we didn't even care whether
we didn't like
rich.
Right, yeah. That heartbreak, I would not be Zeze Mills. I 100% know that. If I didn't have that heartbreak, I would not be Zeze Mills. No way.
Really?
I would have probably been like
Tell me what changed.
Because I just looked at life different after that. I looked at love different after that. Like, you realise that life is not a fairy tale. Like, this person's not going to come and you're not going to get married. You're not going to have. You might. So it works. That happens for some people, but a lot of us that doesn't happen. Like, your first love is not the person that you end up having kids with. Like, it happens obviously, but majority of women like that you sit down with, like, you know, they'll tell you like they didn't necessarily marry their first love. Do you get what I mean? So yeah,
How long did it take you to get over your first love?
Oh my God, I would say about 2-3 years, but not 2-3 years of like heartache, not like 2-3 years of. I was actually fine, and I didn't cry or anything like that because I was totally over the situation. But I remember feeling like, wow, this is actually. That's it now. Like, there will never be me and him again. That will never be. Not, and it's weird because it's not that I thought there would be.
Chapter closed.
But yeah, it was like a defiant done.
Done.
Yeah.
Were you happy for him?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I don't actually think that we would make sense.
You know when you're completely over someone, you have no hate for them anymore.
Yeah. And I literally like wish him all the best, like everything, like he's, you know what I mean? Love. Yeah, and it's just like
if
it's
you love
fine.
Someone, let them go.
Exactly, and it was just.
And if they come back, they're always meant to be yours.
Exactly. So like.
And then we end it with Zeze and Ekin Su again, but this time Zeze relating to Ekin Su about how tough it was for her as an actress and why she had to diversify and do other stuff. Reskilling, I think they call it now, don't they? Yes, reskilling. I've tried to reskill as a YouTuber, but as you can see, it's It's not really working out. Anyway, listen, guys, thanks for watching. There might be a live stream tonight. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah. They're interesting, these live streams. I just wish they wouldn't mute so much of it. Because I do think, after a while, if you're going to mute an hour and a half of a 3-hour live stream, it's probably best not to bother with the live stream at all. Just my opinion, of course. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Catch you soon for another episode of Celebrity Big Brother. Au revoir.
You got something else.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like your makeup lines popping, whatever's popping, you got another job coming. But when you're actually like a working actress and you're working a part-time job that you fucking hate, and then you're going to audition hoping that this is the break you're gonna get, like this is it, and you don't. After a while, your confidence starts going down and down, and after I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to find something else. Because I will lose confidence in myself, and I could feel it. Because also I've been going to doing this since I've been like the age of like 8. I've been going to dramas. I've been going to Saturday school.
Did you ever think like, let me like push myself? Maybe one door might open.
But I did that since the age of like 8 to the age of 25. That's what I'm saying. I went to Sylvia's. I was audition. I went to Sylvia full time. So I've always been in.
That's a good school.
I've always been in that environment. That's what I'm saying.